Hello friends, my name is host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People, and this is a very short video to offer a correction from a live stream I just concluded, and also to offer a recommendation of something that people would, I think, enjoy reading possibly, and would be very well worth reading. And specifically, that is, I linked to an article in the last live stream from this magazine Quanta, but I linked to the wrong article. I had both links in my document, and the one I linked to was how complex networks um, how complex networks explode, explosive new laws of explosive networks or whatever. But I meant to link to this one, Beyond the Bell Curve. So may I highly recommend this article on the Tracy-Widom curve, or Widom curve, Tracy-Widom curve. This is about the different kind of curves and math stuff that we can use to understand how system change occurs and state change. So the thing is, one thing is generally understood about state change is before a system reaches a new equilibrium, there's going to be a shit ton of volatility between the old equilibrium and the new one. And that during that volatility, it's difficult to tell what direction or where the new equilibrium is going to land. So this particular article about the Tracy-Widom curve in Quanta magazine is extremely worth reading because it explains how people use wrong heuristics. I concluded from it anyway, how people use wrong heuristics about dynamic systems with multiple variables in them, and to the extent to which multivariate systems can be modeled correctly or well or understood, or to the extent to which they defy that because there's something inherently chaotic about the interactive style. So the different kind of curves tell us about what kind of system reality is, right? If you have a bell curve, it's a certain kind of frame and reality we're talking about. In other words, basically distribution of a random group of a random attribute. Tracy-Widom is a different kind of curve with different dynamics. And the thing reason I think talking about curves or referencing them is fairly important is let's talk about something like climate change. There's all these people making all these advocacies about climate change. But I've never actually read anybody establish that the curve on carbon emissions is linear. In other words, does one carbon equal 1 unit of warmth at the beginning of pumping carbon into the atmosphere and still equal 1 unit of warmth after you pumped it in for a while? Is it perhaps a curve that goes like this? Then that would be bad. It'd runaway greenhouse effect. But perhaps it's a curve that goes like this, in which case there's decreasing need for us to cap emissions. So I've never actually read any evidence from anybody, any scientist that has a definitive answer to this question. So what's the curve on warming from carbon? It's the only thing to think that we could even begin to dream of having a climate change policy without having to answer that question is cuckoo. Anyway, I highly recommend this article. Please do read it if you're interested in this kind of stuff. It's a great article. It's not for like ultra mathematicians. It's for regular people who can understand it. Because I'm not super into all the math shit either. I don't understand it. It confuses me. It's too hard. I don't like it. So I tend to read these sort of boundary things, articles by people who understand deeply the math, explain it to people who don't want to understand it that deeply. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.